Good afternoon. Welcome into another Odin's Vision. Um, we're going to look back at my game today against the Ravens. This was a really hard fought game. Yards were really close. The Ravens outgained me 334 to 360 or 306. Had the edge on rushing yards 103 to 80 or 68. Passing yards was all Ravens 266 to 203. Got out first down 18 to 14. Uh, no punts in this game. Really an awkward game. Uh, he had 122 kick return yards to my 23. He was booting them way out the end zone. Tucker was putting it out of the end zone. They had a total yards of 456 to my 329. Both of us had two turnovers through two picks. Third down conversions, we both had 7. No fourth down conversions. No 2-point conversion tries, or no 2-point conversions. Um, red zone percentage, 75 to my 0. He had 3 touchdowns in the red zone. He had 1 penalty for 10 yards. I believe it was like an offensive pass interference. And he had the ball for almost 2 minutes longer during the game. Passing stats, Lamar Jackson, 279 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 3 sacks on Lamar. He had a 61% completion. Average yards per attempt was 10.7. It's not bad. McCarthy played pretty good. 203 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Was been the story of the year so far with him as picks. 19 to 16 for 56 yards, 12.7 a pick or a pass. Had a couple long balls. Jelani Moorhead led everybody with rushing, 15 attempts, 74 yards, 4.9 a carry, 1 broken tackle, 21 yards after contact in a long of 18. Mitchell had a touchdown, 62 yards rushing, 4.1 a carry. I felt like I kept his speed under wraps pretty good. Max Bolden, 4 for 15, or 6 for 15, my bad. 2.5 a carry. Blake Corum, 4 for 14, 3.5 a carry. The battering ram, A.J. Dillon, 5 for 9, 1.8 a carry. Sorry about that. And Scotty Miller had an end around for 6 yards. Receiving, Zay Flowers had 5 for 83. So Zay Flowers had 5 for 83, 16.6 an average touchdown. He getting open all day. And then Devontae Walker, another big game, 5 catches, 78 yards, 15.6 per play. Mark Andrews, this guy literally killed me. I'd get Baltimore 3rd down and long or 2nd and long, and boom, nice little chunk play off from the tight end. 3 catches, 71 yards at 23.7 per catch. 2 touchdowns for him. Um, Roy Davis, 4 catches, 66 yards, 16.5 a catch, and a touchdown. He actually caught the game-winning touchdown. Scotty Miller had 1 for 57. Uh, Caught a corner route that he took to the end zone. Hawkinson came up big on third down with 1 for 28. It's a nice little play. Mike Williams, I think he might have made the catch of the year. Toe tapping at the back of the end zone, old school Randy Moss style. It was beautiful. Just a beautiful catch. Uh, Blake Corum got involved in the passing game. It was like third and long, I think, and I called up a crossing route. It was ran by him and caught it for 19 yards. Diggs, 1 for 19. Likely, 1 for 18. Max Bolden, the running back, 1 for 10. Jefferson, this one kind of hurt. 1 for 9. He got injured, and I had to rely on other people in the running game. When you got a guy like Jefferson, you try to get him involved as much as you can, but he dislocated his shoulder, so he was out for the game. Blocking, my offensive line, I felt did great. We didn't give up any sacks in the game. Baltimore gave up 3. They only credited 2 of them to their offensive line. The other one must have been credited to, coverage sack. And defense, Spillane led the way with 10 tackles. Roquan Smith had 8. Spillane had also had 3 for negative yards. Andrew Van Ginkel had a sack. Dallas Turner had a sack. And then Harrison Phillips. Harrison Phillips had a fat sack, forced fumble, fumble recovery, and touchdown all in the same play. He was great. Then also there was an interception by Dylan Marshall that was returned for a touchdown. He also had 2 passes deflected. He had a tackle for loss, 3 tackles. Played pretty good. Kyle Hamilton had a pick for Baltimore. I know it doesn't show up in the stats, but Roquan Smith had a pick on a 2-point conversion try. He almost returned it to the house. And then Chad Mail had a pick. It was defensive touchdowns saved me in this game. I missed a 46-yard field goal attempt, then had a field goal extra point blocked. He didn't attempt any field goals. Oh no, we did have punts. We had 3 punts. They all were either touchbacks or fair caught. And while we're at it, we'll take a look at how the rookies are performing so far this season, the ones that are on the active roster and playing. We got running back Jelani Moorhead. So far, he's had 108 attempts for 652 yards. That's 6 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 72.4 a game, 14 broken tackles, 223 yards after contact. I mean, that's a stat that gets lost. That means he's not going down right away. Had an 84 for a long. He's had 6 receptions for 77 yards. His long was a 35-yard screen pass. And then we got rookie Roy Davis. Came up big in the game against the Ravens. He's got 27 receptions for 342 yards, 12.7 per reception. He's only averaging 30 yards a game, but he's got 2 touchdowns. Um, he's got 61 yards after catch, and he's had a long of 28. I think that long was the pass that won the catch that won the game against the Ravens. Um, he's got 2 attempts for 33 and rushing on ends around, averaging 16.5 per attempt. I feel like he's doing all right for me. Need to get him involved in the offense a little more. Mr. Percy Carrington. He was injured week 1. He was out for a little bit, so his stats probably aren't the greatest, but take a look at it. He's got 6 solo tackles, 8 assisted, 14. One thing that doesn't show up, and something I noticed in the Ravens game, is he's getting into the backfield. He might not be creating stats, but he's doing his job of plugging up the middle of the offensive line. And with the defensive tackle, that's what you want. You want him to be making those plays where they eat up the blocks so the linebackers can do their job. And I really like that about this guy. 3rd-round rookie. He's got a star development out of picking him up out of the 3rd round. I feel that it's a really good development trait for a third rounder. I think that's about it for my rookies that are actually playing. Oh no, I got one more. Kerry Truman. He's was picked up in late rounds to be a punter. And obviously, he's not going to have any glorious stats, but he's had 19 punts for 792 yards, averaging 41.7 per punt. Net yards is 700. Net average is like 36.8, not great. He's had 4 back inside the 20, and 2 of them were touchback. 2 that were ended up being touchbacks. This number here, that's not bad. I'd like to see that a little higher, pending people back inside the 20 just to flip the field position, but it's not doing too bad. This guy, Mr. Justin Jets Jefferson, he's what you expect. He's an all-around great receiver. Pushing toward 1,000 yards again. Got to get him a little more involved. But, he's got 24 catches for 624 yards, averaging 26 yards a catch. That's pretty good. 5 touchdowns so far. He's doing really well. He's got 3 attempts for 2 yards. Not so good at doing at the end around with him. He ends up running right into the defenders. Let's look at my next game. Who's up on the schedule for the following week? The next game is against somebody I haven't played. Pepper and the Chargers. I have yet to play Mr. Pepper. From what I understand, he's a really good player. He's really good. Um, should be a nice little uh, test for us. And then we got the Commanders. Shiloh, he's always a tough one to play. Um, him and his Commanders, he's got Jaden Daniels, uh, Terry McLaurin. He's got some good pieces over there, and I've seen him hang with the cream of the crop here in the OMFL. Hopefully, I can hang with him because I have a hard time hanging with the guys at the tippy top. Then we get the Bears and Mr. Collin. Then we go and play the Commish in week 14. That's a game I'm really looking forward to playing. Neither one of us have really found a lot of success in this Madden, and I really respect Nate's football mind. He's got a very solid football mind. He knows what he's trying wants to do. The game just doesn't cooperate sometimes. Um, it's very hit and miss with this game. It's hard to do exactly what you're trying to do. Um, but that's a look forward, and just coming off a really big win against the Ravens. Hopefully, we can carry that over and start winning some games and maybe make a push to the playoffs. Got a rough road ahead of us. A lot of really good guys out here. Until next time, have a good night.